There's the tee, runs on down the aisle and waters everything on this aisle. There's another tee, goes down that aisle and waters everything down that aisle. Well, I've been asked to do a video on my drip irrigation system that I have on these containers. So these are earth boxes, but I also have drip on my wicking tubs. This would work in any kind of container. Would work on raised beds with a different approach, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Basically, it's a 1/2 inch line that is the main line, the feeder line, 1/2 inch, where I have a row. I'll tee off on it. That's just a tee, 1/2 inch compression tee. The line, you cut the line, fit it up in there, screw it down, and it compresses real well, fits real well, leaks little, if any, and just works great. I'll show you where it starts off in just a minute, but this is the way the rows are run. And what I do in my containers, because my containers are self-watering tubs, like earth boxes and wicking tubs, they have a water reservoir down at the bottom of it, and basically all I'm trying to do is just fill up that water reservoir. I could water from the top, but here's what I do. All the way down this row, from that tee right there, from that tee on the main line, all the way down the row, we have, I ran the main line, and then on the main line, you just get a 1/4 inch punch and you basically tap into the main line with a little barb, and then you go from the barb, you use a 1/4 inch line. The barb is 1/4 inch, again 1/2 inch here, 1/4 inch here, and then you go with the 1/4 inch barb coming up into the container down the hole. I could put the emitter up here and let it water from the top, but with the earth box, you don't want it to water from the top because it can wash out some of your fertilizer. That's why they suggest putting covers on them. Well, this year what I've done is, instead of covers, I've used mulch, and it is working out great. I'll do a video on that some other time. But yeah, the quarter line feeds these emitters that I have going down the hole, the field tubes on these containers, and I've got one in each of these containers. I've got one here, got a tee here, and got one going in each of these containers also, right straight down the row. These are kind of covered up with vegetation, but I've done the same thing here. Got a tee here, and then I've also got a shut off, because sometimes this row won't have anything in it, and I don't want to water it, so I just put a shut off on that row, and when I turn that off, then the water just goes straight past it. Doesn't go this way and water those tubs. It goes straight past it over here to my cucumbers. Same thing over here. These are my tomatoes in wicking tubs. But what I've done, come in here, I've got that emitter on each one of these going down the hole in these wicking tubs, and it just saves me so much time to just come out here and turn on the timer, or use an electronic timer that will water while you're gone. Now that's something I'll show you in just a second. I've got 2 different kinds of timers that I use. Now, you say, well, what if you overwater? Well, in a self-watering container, you can't overwater. That is the overflow pipe right there, overflow hole. And if it gets up to a certain height, which in this case is about 3 inches, then it overflows. Yes, you wasted a little water, but you kind of get a feel, after a while, you get a feel about how long to leave your timer on. All my drip emitters are 2 gallons per minute. So if I put the timer on 60 minutes, I know I'm putting about 2 gallons in each one of these containers, and they will hold 2.5 to 3 gallons. So I normally put it on a hot summer day, which is where we are right now. I'll put it on about 90 minutes. So let's come over here and see where it all starts. So I got this timer that I really like. I just started using these this year. It's an Orbit timer, does a real good job, works on 2 AA batteries. And basically you set the clock time, you set the start time you want it to come on, how long do you want it to run, and then how often do you want it to run. Well, I want it to run every day. And then you can turn it off, where if you got a real rainy season or something like that and you don't want to run it, then you just turn it off. So I've got it on auto, so it's coming on as needed. It came on at 4 o'clock. It will water for 90 minutes. I've got a T here because sometimes you got to hand water. I've got a hose over here behind me, a hand watering hose that, you know, if you're going to start seed or something like that, then you need to be able to hand water from time to time. So I've got a T on it for that reason, or a Y. You can call that a Y, I guess. So you've got the faucet and then a Y or a T. I've got the timer, and then I've got a filter. Now, if you're not on well water, you may get away without a filter. I can't get away without a filter, and they're cheap. It's not doesn't cost much, and once or twice a season, unscrew this bowl and flush it out, wash it out with a hose, or wash it out, spray it out with air, blow it out. And then from there, you're gonna need a pressure regulator. If you don't have a pressure regulator, then the pressure's depending on your well or your water pressure from your house. It can blow some of those fittings off. So, gotta have a pressure regulator. This is a 12 PSI, and some of them you find are 20, but this came from Haas. This whole setup came from Haas Tools, and the one they use is a 12. Works really well. And then from there, I do something that you don't have to do, but I have found it very convenient, and that is I've got just a short piece of hose. This is a 6-foot piece of hose that comes over here, and I've got a quick connect on it. Now, why in the world would I put a quick connect on it? Well, I can unhook that quick connect, and on my fertilizer injector, I have got another set of quick connects, so I can place my fertilizer injector in line here with just a couple of clicks. It's just real easy. I've got this quick connect on all my faucets now, so my fertilizer injector is just so much easier to install now. So that's basically it. Now let me show you the other timer I like. If I'm home every day, then I use this timer. It's about 10, 11 bucks. It's also by Orbit. You turn the handle on it. Maybe you can hear it click. Hang on just a second. You can hear the click, and I set it on 90 minutes, and it does a great job. But we're gonna be gone for a few days in a little while, and I just wanted to put this in line, this mechanical timer in line, and as you can see, it says 70 minutes. Well, it's been running 20 minutes. I put it on, it's scheduled for 90 minutes. I've got it on 90 minutes, and it's got 70 more minutes to run, and then it will turn off. But this is the setup. You don't have to have a Y if you're not going to do any hand watering. You don't have to have a timer if you're going to water every day. But man, for 10, 11 bucks, that other one's $10. This one's about 30, I think. If you're going to be gone at all and you don't want your garden to burn up, I'm going to suggest that. So I'm going to put a link to that one below this video. I'm going to put a link to the little crank timer, the manual timer, below the video. That's the one I use most of the time, but when I'm going to be gone, I'm going to use an electric timer that will water while I'm gone. If I'm not here to turn the mechanical timer on, it's not going to get turned on. So we're going to get that done. Run over here. I like the quick connect. I like a short hose on it. That way you can just leave this intact. You can just leave this where it sits. You don't have to unhook. If you're gonna put the fertilizer injector on, you're gonna clean out something this, you know, you don't have to mess with this at all if you've got a short hose on it. Again, that's about a 6-foot hose there. Quick connect, and then it goes over here to all my rows and just waters the dog out of them. There's the T, runs on down the aisle, and waters everything on this side. Comes off the T, runs down. There's another T, goes down that aisle, and waters everything down that aisle. Another T, right here, goes down that aisle of my peppers, waters all my peppers. Same way here, another T here, and you can put as many T's as you want to on it. And runs down, waters all my melons and my squash. When you get down to here, then I put an L on it, an elbow, and then come down here and water this row with coming off that elbow. It really works great, and especially if you're using timers, then it is just foolproof and just almost no labor. The labor is getting it installed. It's not hard. It's just, you know, a little time consuming to poke holes in your lines and to run your barbs and this and that, but it's not hard. Just takes a little thought, Get everything laid out like you want it. Get your tees laid out there like you want them. And then before you start cutting everything, get everything laid out like you want it. And then just figure out where you want your taps, basically tapping into that main line. And then run it. It's just simple as it can be. It really is. Anybody can do it. So look below the video for a link to all this, my quick connects, a couple of different kinds of quick connects, and my hole punch, the tees and the water line and all that stuff. This does really great for me. In another garden, I have this basically same setup with the tees and all this stuff, except I've got drip tape instead of emitters. On my blackberries, it's a little bit different. I'll show you blackberries some other time, but for this is my container garden, vegetable garden, and that's what I do here. And it is working famously, as you can probably see. Nobody's hungry, nobody's thirsty. It's working great. So make sure they got water. Boy, if they don't, you get that blossom end rot. If you have an irregular watering program, you'll get blossom end rot worse. And just so many other things. You treat them right, they'll treat you right. All right, I gotta get, it's hot. It's 94 degrees. Whether you can see that or not. It's hot. All right, we're gone.